All right, people, welcome back to the Kaiba Show. I just got out of the theater from watching 28 years later. Let me start off by saying this. In all honesty, you don't really have to watch the first two movies. Besides just the virus itself, there's no real connection to the first two movies. Especially the second one, because I just recently watched the first two, and there's that cliffhanger that they left off with. Even though it's 28 years later, you still don't get no explanation. So it's almost like the second movie didn't even happen. And I remember with the first trailer for 20 years later, people were speculating if that zombie that they showed was Cillian Murphy. I don't know, to be honest with you. If it is, that's the only tie-in besides the virus itself that it has to the first movie. Now, overall, when it comes to the zombie stuff, it was cool. It was straight. The zombies are on like a level 10. So basically, the gist of the storyline, you got a group of people that are quarantined on this island, but there's like a strip of land that when it's low tide, you could walk from this island to the mainland, but when it's high tide, you're going to get washed out to sea. So that's how they're able to get from the island to the mainland. You got Aaron's character with his son Spike. Spike was the star of the movie. You don't know that from the trailer, but he's the star of the movie, Aaron's son. And he's basically going through this journey of like basically coming of age years, where his dad is taking him out to become a man. Like, yo, I'm gonna bring you to the mainland so you get your first kills. Pretty much like what dads did back in the day with their sons, like, oh, it's time for your first hunt. So think of it like that. Overall, the storyline was okay. It felt a little lazy. Basically, without giving too much away, Spike's mom is sick and they got to get to the mainland to try to get help. I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't like that part of the plot too much. Instead of it being like, oh, the island is getting overwhelmed with the virus, people are getting infected, we got to get to the mainland to get safe to try to get to some like army base zone. I don't know. It just felt like first half of the movie was this like, oh, I'm going to teach you how to become a man, take you basically on your first hunt. And then the second half of the movie was like, all right, we got to go find this alleged doctor in the mainland to help my mom. Zombies was like on a level 10, butt booty naked, real savage. There's these alpha zombies that crazy strength, out of this world. They was doing like Mortal Kombat fatality type kills in this movie. One thing that took me out, like the last 30 minutes felt like a A24 like Midsummer type movie. If y'all know Midsummer, then you're gonna understand the reference. It went from feeling like 28, days later, weeks later, year, and then it just felt like an A24 movie. Like it threw me off. It threw me off like the vibe of the movie, especially with the ending. I'm not gonna tell y'all the ending, but the ending is mad weird. I'm talking about like the last 3 minutes. The ending is mad weird. Like, it felt like some satire, dark comedy. Like, I don't know how to explain those last 3 minutes, but overall, the last 30 minutes felt like it went from some zombie movie to just, like I said, it felt like I'm watching the director that did Hereditary and Midsummer. Like, it just felt like an A24 movie real quick. Overall, the movie was okay. On the Kaiba scale 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, 7. And then there was another weird thing where this zombie was pregnant, but it wasn't like, oh, she's fresh zombie, so she was probably pregnant before. No, this chick looked like she's been a zombie for like 15 years. So that means these zombies is getting it in the mainland. Like so that was a little weird for me, because it's like, I get that sometimes y'all could evolve, but then it's like, but your mind is supposed to be gone. So how you know how to use them things like that? I don't know. I don't know, but I get the evolution. I get it because we've seen it before in other ones, like the Zack Snyder, where they become smart and stuff like that. But for y'all to be out there savaging, clapping zombie cheeks, I don't know. Because when they first showed her, I'm like, wait a minute. She looked like she'd been a zombie for like 20 years. I know that's not a pregnant stomach I see. But I ain't trying to give too much more away. If you got time, check it out. Matinee. But other than that, I don't think it's worth regular admission. So on a Kaiba scale, I'm going to give this movie like a 6.5, soft 7. So you guys know the drill. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.